on yesterday. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, good to see you, everyone. Welcome to VO Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby.
and we are voice actors. I'm pretty sure.
Indeed.
Yes.
Highly caffeinated voice actors, but yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Did you, well, welcome. I was just thinking about we're supposed to get snow on Monday again. Like snow. Like Monday, they're calling for snow.
Shut your
I'm
face.
telling you, this has
What?
been crazy year. We've not had this much
I
snow
refused.
forever,
Okay. All
ever.
right. I'm gonna have to check
And
this
I went
weather
through the
now.
Chick-fil-A line today, and the guys there were like, "We can't take it anymore," because they're outside, right? Because they all stay outside.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man. That's so
Oh,
funny.
but don't they give them those lovely
Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff. I mean, they've got
yeah.
heaters, they've got they even had tents. I saw
Yeah.
them when it was raining. They have these tents that go around them. I'm like, they must have a whole. There must be businesses that their sole purpose is to supply the people like Chick-fil-A
Mm.
outside people because they've got all kinds of crazy things. Anyways,
So I'm
yes,
looking at this craziness. It must just be hitting your area because so here it's going to be 73 degrees on Sunday, and then Monday it is going to be like 20 degrees cooler, but there's no snow in my forecast. So
gotcha. Okay. Well, anywho, we get a whole bunch of questions, of course, right?
of
We get all
course,
kinds of
all
questions
kinds of questions.
from voice actors, and
Mhm.
we got this one question. It's I'm looking for advice on propelling my career forward, not just waiting for auditions, but
Mm,
actively seeking out work
yeah,
connections.
yeah,
How can I do it?
great
So I
question.
thought that was good. Lord, Melissa, 80 degrees.
Good old San
San
Diego.
Diego. Um, hey Rebecca, good to have you. So Gabby, I think
Yeah,
this is a really good one because
it is.
if you're just starting out, you're really kind of, you're doing everything you can. There's so much to do.
Yep.
But as your career progresses, there's still, of course, always a lot to do.
Oh
But
yeah.
where your auditioning becomes just a way of life, but is that it? What else can we do? What about seeking more connections? So,
Mm.
what do you think?
I think it is it's a challenge for everyone in this business, and I think that it's very cyclical as well.
Mm.
We go through those kind of ups and downs where sometimes it's like, oh my god, I don't have time to breathe, like I need things to slow down, there's not enough. And then there's other times where we're just like, where are the opportunities, you know
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
so
yeah.
when there that lull kind of takes place, often we start turning our attention to just this question, right? How can I gain more opportunities? So the problem is, and this is the first major challenge that I think exists for all of us, I put myself in this category too, is not waiting for the lull. Because if you wait for said downswing, right, you will pay for it, and it will be difficult. It far more difficult than it needs to be. But again, it's hard, right? It's hard because when things are good and you have momentum and you're busy and like you're like, I don't have time to do that.
I'm laughing because every year, and it's
We're
so funny
all
because my
yeah.
wife starts to laugh at me now about it because every
Mhm.
year I'm like, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. She's like, oh my God, it's every year at this time. You know that. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Because, I mean, after a year, when you do this year after year after year, right, it becomes, I mean, it's predictable, but yet when you're in the middle of it, unless you which does bring out an interesting idea, that whole calendar, the year calendar, and really looking
Mhm.
forward
Mhm.
about what's actually coming up. But yeah, I mean, I'm always like freaking out, but I'm like, oh yeah, I know better than that. And then it's like, did you plan for it? Did
Yeah.
you plan for that time? So it is an interesting, we were talking about this. So I was with a student the other day, and we've worked together for a long time. And we were looking year over year from last January to compare to this January,
Mm,
and he was up, but he was commenting on, gosh, it just seems so much lower than I think it should be at, but then we were looking at, February, March, April, May. Anyway,
right.
the thing is that I made the comment this like say, we are there. We don't work in a profession here where it's the same every month,
Right.
where it doesn't go up and down. I mean, it is literally a roller coaster. And I
Hmm.
guess those marketing,
Yeah.
right? I mean, marketing is a roller coaster. So to build connections, I think what are some things that you can do? I think we have a lot of things that you can do to actively seek out
Hmm.
these connections. This particular voice actor called them working connections, but I
Yeah.
think working connections as opposed to seeking out clients,
Yeah.
putting yourself in a position where you control output, right?
Mm,
And then, building those connections to where you're not so concerned with each month.
right.
So what are some things we can start doing besides like waiting for auditions? What can we do
Oh, the
for
networking.
outreach?
The
Yes.
networking,
Yes.
right? Yeah. There are so many ways. There's so many ways. Let's start with something that's
John,
really
yes. I'm sorry. John
oh,
says, bottom line, join VO Journey Academy. John, yes, we'll be sending you a check in the mail
that's
for
so
that
cute.
plug, John. Thank you. Absolutely. That is a no-brainer right there. You got to do that. Sorry, Gabby. That was
Well,
John Pyle was like, that is bottom line. That's it.
gives you more access to the daily nuggets of wisdom that we are.
Yes, 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 yes. Keep going. So
Um,
you were saying there's many ways.
yeah, there are many ways. So let's start with something that's old school. It's not going to be comfortable for everybody, but I do think it's important to think outside of digital sometimes.
Mm.
And
Oh, more
one
now
of
than ever, right?
yeah, right. So one of the things I really like is two local organizations that we
Mhm.
can all benefit from looking up and starting to participate in. So one is the Chamber of Commerce. I know it
Yes.
seems, again, it seems so old school, but it's not. Chambers do all kinds of events and mixers and speaker engagements. And sometimes you don't necessarily have to pay. You don't necessarily have to be a full member, right, to take advantage of this stuff and meet some other business owners. So
Mhm.
there's that. The
Mhm.
other one that I love is the AAF, the American Association of it's the advertising professionals, right? It's
Yes.
the yeah. And so AAF does events, same thing, all over the place. They have chapters all over the place. They host events. They do really low cost mixers and, just again, opportunities to get in the face of other advertising professionals, people who are dealing in media campaigns, audio, TV, radio, et cetera, et cetera. And I cannot tell you the number of times that I've gone to some of these events and like I've been the only voice actor in a room.
Mm.
So weirdly, right? Everybody's like, "Hey, can I have your business card or can we touch base later or I'd like to talk to you about X, Y, and Z." Yeah. So, mhm.
So yeah, I love that. I love that. And I think one of the reasons why I always think Gabby and I get on so well together too is because I think we both also believe in taking the bull by the horns and putting our, also driving things ourselves. So I think one thing that I would also say to this is, you know, you are creative. I mean, you're in this business because you love to create, whether it's, with your voice, of course, but meaning that, you can start a podcast. You can start a social media channel that does not involve you just putting out, hey, I do voiceover, but you actually have something that you enjoy, right? To talk about and things. And I always find that the adjacent lines of things that we do are not so separated. Like we always think things are separated unless we're talking about voiceover. Here's the thing, if you're so confused too about the social media stuff, you don't have to talk about voiceover. to be a voice actor. There are so many, we were talking the other day about all the different voice actors who were not who got a big start in voiceover because they became popular talking about other things. And people are just like, wow, we love your voice. We want to do this. We want to do that. But I find that a lot of voice actors just talk about their voices or voiceover. So they attract voice actors.
You're right. You're right. And nothing, I think, gets you endeared to a community or fosters relationships like your own curiosity about their industry, their challenges, their day-to-day. And I mean, that's why some of the most successful people in any given industry, it's like you said, Anthony, they start a podcast or they start an interview blog or, a YouTube channel where they talk to people, interview them.
Yes.
And
here's an idea going on, Gabby, with what Gabby said. This is an idea I've had. It's been written down forever. I'm not going to do it because we've got 15 other things in the pot. So I'll give it away to you. If anybody wants to go down this rabbit hole, you start a podcast, a local podcast, and the goal of your podcast is highlighting local businesses and having on those CEOs, those people who run them,
right?
All right, to interview them about their business and what they do and how they're growing it and the unique nature
local
of
entrepreneurs.
You become a centerpiece of everyone wanting to be on that podcast, and not just that. Think of the relationships that you will build with that. That's your sole purpose. And just by default of you building all of that, you will become indispensable in a variety of ways, not just your voiceover, but the podcast in general. Then people will want to advertise with you. People will want to be I think the idea of the working connections is starting to also diversify. Not just, I just do, boy, we're always going to audition. We're always going to get these jobs, but there's so much more now available to us that we can do in order to generate more income other ways.
You become an educator, you become a presenter. I think all of these things have value that, it runs parallel with what we do. And exactly right. You're always going to have the main focus of voice acting, but this gives you an in that is indispensable. Ben said, do Chamber of Commerce or organizations ever do online networking events, or is it all in person? They do. They've ventured into many different things. Like here locally, the Chamber sometimes does morning live streams, and they do different Zoom meetings. And so there's all sorts of opportunities. And that's why it's so critical to at least get onto their mailing lists and find out what they're doing.
But I do highly recommend what Gabby said, and that I know not all of us, and I know many of us have joined voiceover because we're introverts. All right. But it does really, it's eye-opening, and there's still no better way. It just is what it is. We're human beings. There's no better way to build relationships than in person. All right. Someone to actually see you and hand them. You mentioned a business card. I would be interested. I'm ashamed. I don't even have business cards, but I do think that we should have business cards.
I will tell you. Okay. I'm going to let everybody in on something that I love that I use a lot now when I go out. It's called Dot Card, DOT, right? Dot. And Dot Card is a company. It costs about as much as it costs to print business cards. Okay. But you do it one time. And the deal with a Dot account is it gives you, and there's multiple ways you can access it, but basically a chip reader that other people can scan directly off of their phone.
Yes.
It not only takes them to your information, but to an entire profile that you can set up about yourself. And Dot is fantastic because it's like QR code. It's like a mega QR code, basically. So, because you could just do that, but there's so much more to this. And Dot, I think it cost me like $45 when I first set it up. So now when I go to a lot of things and people are like, oh, how do I get in touch with you? I just tap this, and it takes them right there, and it's fantastic. And what I actually do is I put it on the back of my phone case, so it's always right there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, dot cards are truly incredible. And
Is that the one with the QR code? Is that what that is?
it's its own service, but again,
Got
it's like I said, it's like QR code gone mad.
Huh.
And it's got its own chip reader, so there isn't an actual visible QR code. You can even have customized branding on it. Yeah,
Wow.
it's really
That
neat.
sounds great.
It's really, really neat.
Yeah, and so, there's also there's always everybody, there's always local business events. There's always
Yeah.
things, and I would say, and I would really put out there, I would wonder if we took a poll, I would bet that so many of us do not actually target anybody in our local communities.
Yeah.
I mean, like businesses at all. And here's the thing, I know, and I told the story before, but I used to have a small cafe. It was a coffee
Mm,
shop, go figure. And before I got in voiceover, I remember people would always come around, whether it was radio stations or whatever, and they would be trying to, sell me advertising, marketing.
right.
But one thing that they always had that I always thought was something that we needed, which we can do today so easily, is they were like, it's a complete package.
Yes.
Meaning like, they didn't come to me and said, we offer you a voiceover. And I'm like, a voiceover to do what?
Right.
Like where does it go with the video? Does it go with some tunes? Where
Right.
does it, like, where do you put it? I mean, then it wasn't so big. There was radio, but now it's social media, and most of us can create videos and little snippets and add background music and effects. I mean, there
Or
is
we know someone who can.
or someone who can. I mean, our community is vast. In part
Mhm.
like VO Journey Academy. I mean, there's so many people that we have that does these things and can create. I mean, and it's so
Yeah.
creative within our community as well, which is a big reason why I started Academy Voices, because I'm like, we have so much talent and creative ability. We should not always wait on other people to just find us in order to create.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I mean,
Mhm.
it's like that's like you and me getting up on our soapbox, like,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you
Yep.
mean you're only yeah. But diversify.
Mhm. Mhm.
I need
Oh
that.
yeah.
You need that as a sound effect. Diversify.
Diversify.
Um,
Ah.
but it's so important. But and I know for some people it's really uncomfortable, but let
Mhm.
me give you guys an example of one of the things I think is so funny. So my local AAF chapter, the American Advertising Federation, they host a dodgeball event.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
legitimate like the movie. They model
Wow.
it after. It is hilarious because nobody takes it super seriously, right? It's
Right.
all in if you can't network at dodgeball, right? Like they have taken all the pressure out of this.
Oh yeah.
Show up in your gym shorts, hang out, like so you those are y- those things exist.
Yes.
Have fun
Yes.
with it. Find the
Yes.
thing that speaks to you.
And I would also say too, so for a lot of our people who are looking at just doing online stuff, even though
Yeah.
again we highly recommend, you
Well,
find things in person. But right
I was
now,
gonna say, Anthony, do we not want to talk online tomorrow? Do we not want to kind of,
ooh,
have that be part two of this discussion? Because
I think so, because I think
yeah,
there's a big thing going on right now online, that is such an opportunity that I think
mhm,
is, and it's so free and readily available to everyone. You just have to know where it is and spend some time doing it and
yeah,
networking on it. And I think I discovered it. Well, just personally, it's not like I discovered it. I mean, I personally, as me discovered it for me.
mm,
And I'm like, this is insane, the possibilities, because all of us are always trying to find the right person to talk to,
yeah,
the right person to build a relationship with. And now today it's completely capable, because there are so many people who are going live, and the platforms that they're
Mhm.
on now give you the ability to speak with them directly and go
Yes.
live and to hang out with them, because
Yes.
there's so many people who are just hanging out live now,
Yes.
and they're just sitting there. The people who we are trying to talk to and to build a relationship are
It's
right there.
wild. Wild.
And
I
all
would
you
have
have to do, and
killed
it's
for
free. All you gotta
that.
do is just click and join. I
I would
mean,
have killed
it's
for it years ago.
insane.
I mean, now, okay, does it take time? Does it take some
Yes.
planning? Yes, absolutely. Of course, there's always a little bit of sacrifice. I'm looking at the comments. Some of these are priceless. John, he said the stream is worth its weight in rhodium, not gold, because rhodium is so rare. It's exceptionally great. John, what?
John, you're amazing.
Just repost that somewhere,
Yes,
please.
John.
Thank you. We love you.
I love it, John.
Yeah, I'm looking through. Oh, okay. Dylan said he got his best audiobook client, 2 separate, so 12 books, 12 freaking books
Wow.
from a local Comic-Con, if I'm reading that right.
Yes.
That's amazing. Handed him a card, shook his hand. Like, don't underestimate cons. Exactly. Don't underestimate any in-person opportunity. I was the community leader at Fiverr. This is from Melissa, one of our instructors, the lovely Melissa Harlow in beautiful San Diego. She said she was a community leader at Fiverr, and we had local get-togethers at breweries and restaurants. Same idea, to meet others and connect. Now the Academy, yes, it is. A VO's Journey Academy is on steroids for connections. That is true. And how could you not be with the amount of people we have?
Yes.
That's the beauty of it.
Yes, that's true.
Let me tell you something that I did years ago, and it kind of it got me in a little bit of trouble, but like it also sort of had that end result of like, like, oh well. One of the things I did years ago was I approached my local chamber of commerce with an idea for a presentation about the power of audio and how it can enhance presentations. And so my team and I, like, we built this whole thing. We did a slideshow, we did audio examples, we did video examples. Anyway, what I found out, and it was fun because it was like a luncheon, and like they had it at like our local restaurant, and all these people were there. So I came to find out after the fact that someone who is a member of the local chamber got upset and didn't attend the event because they are one of the major, at the time, they were one of the major local studios here, one of the local recording studios. And they got really mad that like and the chamber was like, well, you didn't come up with the idea. Like, you didn't present the, like, had you,
because they felt you kind of
they
made
were
them
a
look
member, right? So I had somehow like, but that's just it. Like, innovation is innovation, and if you're offering something of value, if you're offering a talk or a discussion or a thing, like, get into an author's group, talk about, like, go to local bookstores and go to some of the signings and the author events and talk to them. Libraries. Do you know how often libraries host authors? Like, holy cannoli, get out there. It's amazing.
Yeah, and all you have to do, honestly, is every town or that you live in. I mean, there is the local government or community page or website has, like, we have we have all these events because I live right next to the town square for our city. So
nice.
There's always like we have the Daffodil Festival coming up.
Oh, that's adorable.
And there's just so many people all the time, and then there's local, and I know this is why, but we have local flea markets. I'm serious. It don't wait, which was the crust of this whole thing. Don't wait for things to come to you.
No.
Go get them, and what will happen is, in the meantime, the rest of the stuff takes care of itself.
It does.
Right?
It does. And just strike up conversations that have a genuine focus on the other person, not about yourself, not about your own agenda, not about your own career, but about them. I have a friend who's a librarian. This woman has contacts to a lot of authors. I just recently found this out. This is, like, these are the kinds of things that can really enhance and help us when we're in the valley, right?
yeah.
The dip in work. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
let's talk more about this tomorrow. We'll pick up the
I
conversation, and
love it.
yes, we'll steer it more digital for
Yes.
our
Yeah.
in-person phobia friends.
No, absolutely. I understand. Well, and then you might be also in a place, because the reality is like, for example, I live in a rural community. So whereas there is still businesses, of course, I'm not in a city like you are, Gabby. All
Mm,
right. Or I might not be in a city. So there are some situations where it will be limited. All right. I mean, most of us still live near a city of some kind, but it does help to also have the digital stuff as well.
right, right.
So, well, thank you guys so much for watching it. I think we had a great episode today. This was a good
We
one.
really did. We
Yeah,
really did. I
yeah,
love
yeah.
this. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. See you later, alligator.